Last week, I shared the story of two dramatic Friday the 13th market events. The first took place in August 1971, when President Nixon met with his advisors at Camp David, closed the gold window, and devalued the dollar. The second came 11 years later, on Friday, August 13th, 1982. After a decade of runaway inflation, more than 140% since Nixon's decision, the U.S. economy looked doomed. But on that day, everything shifted. The Dow Jones had closed at a symbolic 777 the day before, and from there, one of the greatest bull markets in history was born. Um, that same summer, another tradition began, the Federal Reserve's annual retreat in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. What seemed like an academic meeting quickly became the stage for some of the Fed's most influential announcements. Why Jackson Hole? Simply because Paul Volcker, the towering Fed chair at the time, loved fly fishing there. Starting in 1982, central bankers from around the world gathered there every year. When Volcker became Fed chair in 1979, inflation was raging. Prices, interest rates, and unemployment were all spiraling. To stop it, he pushed rates above 20%, plunging the U.S. into back-to-back recessions. By 1982, inflation was finally under control. In August, Volcker made his move, cutting rates by a full percentage point. The Fed kept easing, liquidity poured into the economy, and the turnaround began. What followed was historic. The Dow and S&P rose 15-fold, and the Nasdaq soared over 3,000% in just 17 years. Most analysts at the time were predicting disaster. They compared it to the Great Depression and cited the Kondratiev wave, a theory of long economic cycles. But a few contrarians like John DeSauer and Mark Skousen believed Reaganomics and Fed policy would ignite a boom. They were right. The lesson is clear. History doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. In 1982, fear of another depression blinded most investors. But what we fear most is often least likely to happen. Out of one of the darkest moments emerged one of the brightest bull markets in modern history, born on a Friday the 13th.